three receivers right. A four-man rush. Russ looks right side. Got a man in the end zone, reaching up, making the catch. David Moore. Is he in for the touchdown? He is. David Moore.
And now one of the top offenses in the league gets set for another appearance under the lights on Sunday Night Football as we welcome you to Seahawks Saturday Night alongside former Seahawks linebacker Dave Wyman. I'm Aaron Levine. Dave, despite some key injuries for the Hawks, they're a perfect 4-0 this season as they get ready for the Vikings. Who's been your biggest surprise?
I'm going to go with that guy right there, Demo. Love Demo and love what he's doing this year. And, you know, maybe not so much a surprise because in 2018 he had over 500 yards and a couple of touchdowns. So, you know, he's 5 touchdowns actually that year. So he's just been a really pleasant surprise. And, you know, I mentioned this on the broadcast last week, compared him to Jermaine Kearse a little bit as far as his big plays. But you see, he even turns a mistake into a big play right there. And maybe a little early to compare to Jermaine Kearse, who I love. He retired last year. That's the reason why, or I'm sorry, last week. And that's the reason why I brought him up, because he's made so many big plays for the Seahawks. And you look at what Demo's doing this year. He's making those kinds of plays, and he's on pace for 700 yards and 8 touchdowns. That's a really good number 3 wide receiver. And I thought it would be Disley or Olsen who would be the number 3 guy, but it looks like David Moore is going to be that guy.
Yeah, he already has 2 of Russell Wilson's 16 touchdown passes. By the way, the 16 touchdown passes, the most by any quarterback in the first 4 games of a regular season in NFL history. Last week, the Vikings picked up their first win after 3 losses to start the season. But what makes them dangerous?
I think Dalvin Cook, it begins and ends with him. This is a running team. They ran it 113 times this year, only passed for 100. And remember in the offseason where everybody was saying, well, Dalvin Cook's complaining about his contract. He wants to get paid. He's not worth it. He's absolutely worth it. 104 yards a game, 5.7 yards every time he touches the ball. Dalvin Cook is the man. I mean, he is the guy. And we'll talk later about Kirk Cousins, whether you get good Kirk Cousins or bad Kirk Cousins. But Dalvin Cook seems like he is always on.
The Seahawks have the 3rd-ranked offense in the league, but they are 22nd in rushing attempts. A bit surprising there, especially compared to years past. Will we see more out of the run game this week?
I believe we will. And Pete has referenced, you know, some of the cold weather games at the end of the year that you need to be able to run the ball. Looks like maybe rain tomorrow night. So that's something they need to prove to themselves to get going. And, you know, this has always been a running team, but, you know, Chris Carson to me is very special. I just love the way he's got power. He's got speed. He can jump over you. And I really liked what we saw out of DJ Dallas. Just a really nice run. That's his first run of his career, gets 6 yards. The way he set up the blockers there and set up the tacklers was really nice to see. So, yeah, I think they need to prove that to themselves, that they can actually be a dominant running team.
Whichever way they go tomorrow, Chris Carson is still effective. He has 3 receiving touchdowns this season, and he is on pace for 60 catches as well. And then there is Russell Wilson. We mentioned the 16 touchdown passes before. He's completing 75% of his passes. He needs one more win to become the 4th fastest quarterback in NFL history to a combined 100 wins. And that's where we started our interview with one of his favorite receivers. And we're now joined by Seahawks receiver DK Metcalf, otherwise known as the campaign manager for the most important political campaign, Russ for MVP. What'd you think about that early season push?
I mean, I think we came out, you know, hitting on all cylinders. But the great thing is we still got room for improvement, and we're 4-0. So, I mean, we got a lot of work to do to finish the season off, but just to keep this head of steam rolling.
You're leading the league in receiving yards through the first 4 weeks. How would you describe the first quarter of the season for you?
Just a blessing, man. You know, during these hard times that we're going through, just blessed to be able to play football, and then to be able to lead the league in receiving yards. That's a great testament to our O-line blocking, Russ, Tyler, and you know, our coaches with the game plan that we have.
You've been in some battles this year. Who talks more smack out there, you or the DBs you're going against?
I think I talk the most smack because when I get in the zone, then I can't shut up. But I believe I got the smack talking belt right now.
Hey, whatever works, and that's great to hear. You and Tyler obviously get a lot of publicity. Is David Moore one of the unsung heroes on this receiving corps?
David Moore, Freddie Swain, Penny Hart, who y'all haven't seen yet, but he's a dog out there as well. But you know, our receiving corps is a tight-knit group. You know, we all are ballers out there, and you know, whenever the ball comes our way or if it's in our hands, you know, a big play is about to happen.
Tyler Lockett was mic'd up telling Quandre Diggs that you guys aren't doing touchdown dances, at least yet this season, because you're busy trying to put fear into other teams. Isn't there time to dance also?
Not right now, man. I believe it's still early on in the season. We still got a lot to prove to ourselves, at least. And, once we get the fear out of the way, then, we'll worry about the touchdown celebration.
You still got the beat, though. We saw you in training camp having fun, too.
Yes, sir. I mean, we got to have fun out there. We're up here all day around each other. So, why not have fun?
What did you learn about Russell living with him for a month this offseason?
I learned that I already knew he's a great competitor, but, the personal life that he has, I know a lot of people don't get to see that. A lot of people just think he's just up here working and, just studying film and all of that. But when he goes home, he's a family-oriented person, a great big brother to me, and just happy I got to see that side of him. And, it just made us closer, when we're out there on the field.
I'm guessing you already have a love-hate relationship with Twitter and maybe loudmouth radio hosts. How much might any of the backlash you receive on social media be an extra incentive for focus in a game?
After the Dallas week, I believe I've focused up way more than I have. And, I thank you for everybody out there hating on me. And, it just makes me stronger as a person and as a football player. It's just bring me more down to earth and humbling me. And, I'm glad I got to go through it week 3 and not later on down the line. So, it's just making me stronger as a person.
Finally, you got the Minnesota Vikings this week. What are your expectations for tomorrow night?
I think, we're just trying to go out there and win and just continue the streak that we have of just dominating teams on both sides of the ball. I know it's going to be a great matchup. They got, a great defensive scheme. Their offense is explosive just like us, so it should be a fun game to watch.
DK Metcalf, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck to you on Sunday Night Football.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
DK and the Seahawks are looking to make it 5 straight wins to start a season for the first time in franchise history. Up next, Pete Carroll gives us his take on the matchup on Sunday night against the Vikings.
1st and 10. Fitzpatrick is going to throw inside. Ball's picked off. It's Shaq Griffin. Here he comes. Back to the right side, across the 40, down to the 35. Knocked out of bounds by the Seahawks bench. Inside the 35-yard line, Shaq Griffin comes up with his 2nd interception in as many weeks.
We're now joined by Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll. Coach, this franchise has never started a season 5-0. What do you think about this opportunity against the Vikings?
Well, it's like all the rest of them. These are huge games, It's another championship opportunity for us to play just like we're capable. Don't need to do anything crazy. Just go ahead and play football the way we know how. And if we don't make, the mistakes that teams make when they lose, we're going to be okay. I'm pleased with the way we've been working. We've been consistent so far. We need to get better. And so hopefully we can get a little bit better this weekend.
How excited are you to see your rush defense, which is currently 3rd in the league, facing Dalvin Cook, who already has 424 rushing yards this season?
Can't say that I'm all excited about playing Dalvin Cook now. He's big time, He's such a good player and so explosive. We're going to have to do a really good job of tackling and pursuing so that we keep his numbers down. But this is a really exciting offense, I think, because of the explosions that they get in the throwing game. So we got problems here. And so, but it starts up front, and we're going to try to, hold them under, hold them down a little bit, see if we can keep it going so we can, control the game a little bit.
The Seahawks go from one of the loudest stadiums to a Sunday night primetime home game with no crowd at all. Is there still a home field advantage for you?
I'm going to use my imagination on Sunday night. I'm going to be imagining that the crowd's going crazy and they're going wild for us. It's interesting. It's an interesting phenomenon almost. When big plays happen in the game, like for us, the defense makes a big pick or something, you would think that the place is screaming. It feels like that. And on the couple big moments we've had at the end games and all that, it feels like the place is going crazy. So I don't know how to explain that to you, but what I would say to the 12s is we can feel you. And so it's different. It's better for the opponent, that's for sure, than it used to be. But we're still going to try to play really a high-level football.
You guys are a quarter of the way through the season. Has anything surprised you about your team? And I'll mention the fact that the team had 0 penalties last week. I believe 0 accepted penalties for the first time since 2007.
We're in the top 10 in fewest penalties. That maybe if anything surprises me, that's it. we got to hold on to that and do well again. You know, it's all about not giving your opponent anything. And when you're giving them line of scrimmage penalties and easy things, you know, it just makes it better for them. So if we can continue to make us, you know, hard to beat, it's a big you know, a big accent to our play. So I don't know about the biggest surprise. I'm not surprised as much. I'm just excited about our consistency offensively. Those numbers are hard to put up week in and week out, and maybe it goes along with the flow of what's happening in the league. But I'm really thrilled that we're coming out firing and putting 30 points on the board every week.
And speaking of that consistency, you're ranked first in red zone offense this season with 13 touchdowns and 15 possessions. What stood out to you about those situations this year?
Well, I think it's the same thing in most situations on offense. That Russ is in such great command. This is the best he's been, and the best he's worked with the system and utilized it, made the most of it, you know, and communicating with Shotty, you know, and Austin Davis, and getting it all squared away so that they can really function at a high level. Russ is fitting together with the pass pro. Our pass protection is more solid than it's been, and you can see the results of that.
Scoring in the NFL overall is up. Offensive holding penalties are down. Do you think there's a correlation there? And what do you think about this sort of new NFL we're seeing in the first quarter of the season?
Yeah, of course there's a correlation there. You know, you take all those beautiful plays and bring them back, you know, because the guy grabs somebody. I really like the way the game feels as we're playing it. There seems to be more flow to it. Seems to be less, you know, challenging the thoughts of what the calls were and all of that. I don't know that the factor is any more than just the obvious. You know, if you're letting, what is it, you say 59% fewer? Holy cow!
Happened last week, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big change. So we're letting them play. I like it that way.
One of the best stories this week was hearing about Cam Chancellor reaching out to Ryan Neal and going through video with him. What did you think about that, and how valuable is that?
Well, when you're a player of that stature, you know, and still in the area and still connected to us, I think it's most impacting. And I know that Ryan was real excited about the chance to talk to Cam, and Cam was excited to talk to Ryan. They had met before, but just to get down to the nuts and bolts of what it's like to play that position and try to free his mind up and support him, and know that he has that guy looking over his shoulder and cheering for him, I think helped him out. He played a terrific game last week in his first real start, you know, and we're all really excited for Ryan. He did a good job.
Our Twitter question this week comes from @Evan in Seattle. Coach, what do you think about the social media hashtag #LetRussCook? And I guess the follow-up would be, what do you think of, or hear about this phenomenon of the Seahawks fans in general on Twitter? It's called Seahawks Twitter.
I don't know much about that. The thing about Russ Cook, you know, I hope everybody had fun with that. That doesn't mean anything really to us at all, you know, but just people hoping for the best and hoping that Russ is going to have a great year. And, you know, maybe all that positive, those positive vibes have helped him, you know, with his confidence and his approach to the game. Whatever's happening, it looks pretty good right now. We need to keep rolling. We need to play one more really good game, and then we'll go to the next.
We also like the hashtag Russ for MVP, too. It's kind of going big on social media also.
Good. They're starting to talk about it. That's good.
Seahawks coach Pete Carroll, looking forward to another one under the lights. Good luck tomorrow night.
All right. Thank you.
The Seahawks defense allowed just one touchdown in Miami last week. Up next on Seahawks Saturday Night, we've got a unique look at the win. It's LJ Collier mic'd up.
Let's go. Know your song. Easy. Know what to do. Look out, B-Shell. Go crazy today. They can't f with you. They can't f with you. They damn sure can't f with you. Let's go, man. They trying us. They trying us. Let's be great today. Be great today. Hey, easy. Rope.
Fitzpatrick going to throw. Ball is hit. Justy thrown. Tipped up in the air. It's intercepted by Neal.
Let's go. Who that is? Ryan Neal. God is good, baby. All the time. He can't f with us. Especially you. Was that you to hit that ball? Damn. Brick hands.
Bro, the ball came out funny. Like, when you got hit. Like,
Yes, sir. Cut. We love to see it. Or they move that. Hell yeah. Let's go, D.
3rd down and 13. Here comes the blitz. A swing pass near side, and oh my goodness, Neal!
What's up? Let's show up, man. Show them the young cats can do it too. Hey, you working the chop swing, you work your. Let's go. Let's help him out.
Yeah, talk to him, okay? LJ, you went on the rush. Make sure you trap that throwing arm. You got me?
Hell yeah. Listen for directions.
Smythe, the tight end, wings on the right side. Four-man rush by the Hawks. Fitzpatrick steps up in the pocket, gets hit, and now he's going to go down. Fitzpatrick out of the pocket, straight upfield, and right into Rush and Monet.
Hey, shit, boy. Hey, man.
I got you.
Congratulations, man. Man, pocket push. Then, baby.
You made him step up. Were you in?
Me and Benson.
That was because of you.
Hell no. It's just you working hard, fam. You ain't,
Step up. If you ain't step up, it's up to you.
3 receivers left for Russell. 4-man rush on 1st and 10. Now Russell's going to scramble left. Looks, going to let it fly downfield. Got a man out there wide open, making the catch. David Moore knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Hurry up.
Usually if we stepped out of bounds, we good.
He's locking on the right side. Russell takes the shotgun snap. He's looking, going to fire inside. He's got a touchdown. Seahawks, and it's Travis Homer.
Yes, sir.
Finish on defense. We got to finish. Up front, we got to finish. Finish strong. Get on edges. Rush the passer. Keep shutting down the run if they do that. You got me?
Fitzpatrick takes the shotgun snap, hands it to Howard, who gets hit in the backfield and dropped.
Hell yeah, Benson. Hell yeah, man. You want me to stay high? That's what you're saying?
No. Listen,
Okay.
we're running the time inside.
Hey, bird.
Just outside their own 30-yard line. Gaskin gets the handoff, gets hit at the line of scrimmage.
Hell yeah, pull it up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Knock that open. What's up? Hey, you came clean on that hoe, didn't you? Knocked his ass. Yeah, good. Bro, no.
This is when we put stats on it.
We gotta stack them. Hey, keep balling, bro. God is good. All the time. Let's go, KJ. I got a feeling you finna get you one, man. Hey.
2nd down and 7. Howard stays in the game, and he gets the screen pass. And KJ comes up and just blasts Howard. The ball came out.
Hell yeah, KJ.
First and 10. Fitzpatrick is going to throw inside. Ball's picked off. It's Shaq Griffin. Here he comes. Back to the right side, across the 40, down to the 35. Knocked out of bounds by the Seahawks bench.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And the Seahawks are back in business to really salt this away.
It's a great team win, man. It's always good.
It sure is, and thanks to LJ Collier for wearing our mic in Miami. Up next, we put the spotlight on the primetime showdown with the Vikings. Dave Wyman's key to victory is next.
Yeah, as far as the Rook, man, I think they're finding ways to get him the ball down the field, and so you got to be, he's fast, he's looking to make plays, so you definitely have to be ready for him. And Thielen's he's just a playmaker. He knows how to get open. He knows how to find the windows in the defense.
So no Stephon Diggs anymore, but it is first-round draft pick Justin Jefferson teaming up with Adam Thielen. How does this passing attack match up against the Seahawks defense?
Well, the way they played last week against Miami, they can go a long way. And you're looking at Bobby Wagner there. He did a great job. KJ Wright getting back in those underneath zones. Ryan Neal. And so that can really help. But, yeah, Cousins is starting to gain the trust of the rookie Justin Jefferson because he didn't start the first 2 games, only targeted 6 times. He's been targeted 14 times in the last 2 games. And now he's their leading receiver yardage-wise. They also have Adam Thielen, who is really good, can work the middle of the field. But, again, I'm going to put it on the Seahawks defense in that it's what they're going to do as far as those pass drops in the middle of the field that's going to make the difference.
Ryan Neal getting his 2nd straight start tomorrow in for a Jamal Adams. Hopefully Adams is expected to come back after the bye week. So what's your key to victory?
Well, I think you want to force bad Kirk Cousins. You don't want good Kirk Cousins. He's had a year where he's 70% completion percentage for the whole year, but he's also also been 0 for 9 on Monday Night Football. He's something like 7 and 31 against 500 teams. So, this is the pass rush, and you see Benson Mayowa out there making all kinds of plays. Maybe the most underrated defensive lineman or player on this team right now. We talked about David Moore earlier, but if they can kind of force bad Kirk Cousins to come out, that'll be nice. That'll go a long way towards a victory.
A reminder, we will have a pregame show for you on Q13 FOX starting at 4:30 live from CenturyLink Field, leading you up to kickoff. And then after the game, turn it to Joe TV for reaction from head coach Pete Carroll and the players on Seahawks game day. It's all right here on your official Seahawks station. For Dave Wyman and Pete Carroll, I'm Aaron Levine. We'll see you tomorrow.